Hey everyone, wanted to review a couple movies I've seen recently. Both primarily take place in one location. Darren Aronofsky's The Whale and M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. Starting first with The Whale, which has been highly anticipated since the casting of Brendan Frasher and rave reviews of his performance at the Venice International Film Festival and Toronto International Film Festival, now culminating in an Oscar nomination for Best Actor. Frasher plays Charlie, a morbidly obese man who teaches online English courses and has been estranged from his daughter, played by Stranger Things' Sadie Sink, for 8 years, due to him leaving her and his then-wife for a man. At 600 pounds and unable to move in his house without the aid of a walker or wheelchair, Charlie sees the end of his life coming and wants to make amends with his daughter Ellie, writing essays for her as she is struggling in school in exchange for her spending time with him. Charlie's closest friend Liz, played by Hong Chow, who has also been nominated at the Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actress for this film, is a nurse who takes care of him, but is skeptical of Ellie and disapproves of Charlie attempting to reconnect with her, and is not a fan of a young man named Thomas, played by Ty Simpkins, who states he is from New Life Church and is trying to bring religion into Charlie's life. The film is based on a 2012 play of the same name by Samuel D. Hunter, based on some of his own life experiences, and does have the feeling of an elevated stage play. Performances are all phenomenal, especially Frasher, who is able to disappear into the character and have some incredible, emotionally powerful scenes throughout, and he's well deserving of all the accolades. I also really enjoy the musical score done by Rob Simonson, as it really feels like you are near and or living in the ocean, as the house that they are living in is near the beach, and you feel both the calm but also stormy waves the water is capable of. Having said that, the movie doesn't always treat its main character's condition with dignity and respect, though Aronofsky films like Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, and Pi, all of which I've enjoyed but are tough to revisit. His One Mother I'm not a huge fan of. They all do show the main characters dealing with a condition in incredibly intense fashion, but in a way that felt needed. There were a couple moments where it did the same in this film, but it came across more shock value than a dark but somewhat appropriate delve into the character's psyche. Especially is an issue in this film because there are attempts to make the story feel inspirational and positive, but there are times where it can come off as mean-spirited with both what is shown of Charlie and what is said to him by other characters. Overall, though, I do think the film is worth seeing just based on Brendan Frasher's performance alone, and I gave it about a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And now for the next film, Knock at the Cabin by M. Night Shyamalan. The film is based on the 2018 novel The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul G. Tremblay, though I haven't read this book and have heard since seeing the film that takes some departures from the source material. The movie centers around a two-dad couple, Eric played by Jonathan Groff of Mindhunter fame, and Andrew played by Ben Aldridge, taking care of their adopted daughter Wen, played by Christine Cui, taking a vacation at a remote cabin, only to encounter an apparent home invasion. However, the people that imprison the trio inside the cabin are not robbers, but instead 4 people claim to have never met until today, but are in agreement that they must carry out a mission to save the world. They inform the couple and the child that they must decide on which of the 3 is to be sacrificed in order to save the world from an impending apocalypse. The decision has to be made by the couple and the child. The group is led by Leonard, played by Dave Bautista, who is joined by Sabrina, played by Nikki Amuka Bird, Adrian, played by Abby Quinn, and Redmond, played by Rupert Grint of Ron Weasley and Harry Potter fame, and they are all convinced by visions that they must force the family to do the unthinkable. While the couple initially believe that these people are some combination of insane, conspiracy theorists, or straight liars, the more we learn about the 4 captors and what they have seen and believe, the more both the prisoners and audience start to question if there is some truth to what they are saying. This is maybe the most briskly paced Shyamalan film, which both works to its benefit and against it, in my opinion, as there's always something happening on screen. It's never dull, but maybe not enough time to absorb and fully process what's happened before moving on to the next point in the story. Between this role, Dune, Glass Onion, and Blade Runner 2049, Dave Bautista continues to take chances with interesting directors to move beyond the Drax character in Guardians of the Galaxy and maybe his more comedic stuff, something he has been very public about. He plays Leonard as both a gentle giant, capable of great kindness, but also someone consumed and pained by the things he has to do. He is the one of the character group that gets by far the most to shine, although it's interesting what they do with Grint's character. All three performances of the captured family are great as well, as they're able to make you empathize with their situation, put yourself in their shoes, and question what you would do. The camera work is something that also impressed me a ton, as use of extreme close-ups at the beginning and shots appearing to be long takes throughout the film really ratchet up the tension. In terms of Shyamalan films, while I found this one to be pretty enjoyable, my favorite three of his would still be Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Split, and this one falls a little below those three. There's a use of a storytelling technique that was used in Split in the form of flashbacks for the captured family, which shows the troubles Eric and Andrew go through as a couple, and also adopting Wen. I don't think the flashbacks worked quite as well as they did in Split, because that film was a little more evenly paced, and the flashbacks added more perspective on why the main character, Casey Cook, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, reacted differently to the rest of the people captured in that film, whereas they attempted to do so here, but the scenes went by so fast to the next action in the story that it was tough to fully grasp it all. I also feel like the bigger the scale the movie got, especially when it incorporated CG in the final act and the third act, the more you could see the limits of the budget, which is about $20 million, and that made the ending feel a little underwhelming and a little too similar to other M. Night films to truly stand out, and somewhat similar to Cabin in the Woods. That being said, I did enjoy it enough to give it about a 3.5 on Letterboxd. Hope you enjoyed the reviews, and let me know in the comments what you thought of either or both of those films, and if you are going to see it or have seen it. Thank you so much.